Alright, this is This Song Slaps here with Dr. P, Cookie Monsta and FuntCase before their set at Moonrise Festival 2015. Alright guys, so obviously, Dr. P, you've known Flux since you were like 16. I've read that multiple times.
Yeah.
You guys were some of the first people to jump on board Circus. Have you guys known each other a while too?
Well, Funt used to send me tracks when we were probably about 20. He would send me his drum and bass tracks.
Yeah.
It's funny, at the time I thought he was like 14. Because of his like profile picture on MySpace and shit. I thought he was like a little kid. And then I found out we were the same age and I was like, oh, okay, well. And yeah, it turned out he started making dubstep at the same time as me, so straight away like, he was just on board right from the beginning.
Yeah, it came out a bit weird.
What about you?
He was around when we were starting it. And
I was doing my own thing, and then I was speaking to flies.
The fly problem.
And then his whole thing about Circus and the record label, you know, and then we all started to see each other.
And now you produced, I read this too, you produced under a couple drum and bass, alter egos.
Yeah, well, maybe just one seriously. But yeah.
One seriously. Yeah. Now, you, I heard also that you played dubstep, and it's different than anything I'd ever heard at the time. Yeah. And that was because you weren't really listening to dubstep.
I didn't like dubstep at the time.
I didn't like it at all. What did you like about it?
I didn't like it. I didn't like the speed of it. I was so used to drum and bass. It wasn't very energetic to me at the time. Like it was still like deep and wobbly. So at the time I was like, whatever. So I just made one for fun under like a weird I basically brought my drum and bass sound into dubstep. And then just gave it to my mate who had a radio show, dubstep radio show, and then it just sort of kicked off a bit really. I made a couple more, and then it just sort of blew up randomly.
And so now I know you produced under Picto before Dr. P, obviously the P and Dr. P. Don't know if you've had any other alter egos.
I just made shit music, and then when I got to a point when I thought it was good, then I started to save files as
Yeah, that EP was huge.
Oh, well, that was years ago, That was years ago. That's shit I made in like 2009, but then it came out in 2011.
Yeah, I mean, I figured. Are any of you guys producing under different names now? You obviously don't have to say them, I'm just curious. I know a lot of people are doing it right now.
I'm thinking about it though, like I've been making a lot of music that's just not Dr. P.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like a lot of the music I make at the moment, it's just a bit more mellow. I don't want to put out a load of mellow Dr. P tracks. I just feel like that's just
not
put it
under a different name.
Yeah, so I thought maybe start a different name. I don't have a plan. I've just been toying with the idea.
Okay. Could we expect to see any of that in the future?
Yeah, maybe. It won't be anytime soon, but I mean I've made hundreds of tracks that aren't going to go as Dr. P, so like...
Yeah, I've heard, I think Flux was quoted as saying that the music you have sitting right now could change the world. And you're like, I don't know about that. But when can we expect to hear any of that?
I don't know really. I mean, I've
2011.
Yeah.
2011.
I've got to catch up with Dr. P a little bit. Like I've got to put a few more Dr. P tracks out, and when I'm rolling with the Dr. P stuff, then maybe I'll move on to something else. But I don't know if it's something I'll go out and DJ. I just kind of want to put the tracks out because they exist.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I was just curious. I mean, I'm a huge fan. I would love to hear all of it, obviously, as much as I can possibly get.
It's like the melodies from my Dr. P tracks with none of the hard bass sounds. That's basically.
Yeah, you made that weird like Korean.
Yeah, I made like a K-pop track.
It's just weird. But it still sounded like Dr. P, but if it was released as Dr. P, everyone would just like, Dr. P is shit!
Yeah, exactly. So I'd have to put it under something else.
You'd have to, because we've created this level of music, we've got to stay in and around this sort of area as artists. So to do weird music, we have to,
Well, that's kind of the thing, is you get like a backlash if you try something different from some of your fans. I don't understand it.
I feel like it's not as bad as it used to be, like 5 years ago.
It was horrible.
Even when I made like a drum step track 5 years ago, everyone was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But now you can get away with it.
I mean, you're flexing your creativity. You need to be able to experiment. Now, you both have been collaborating. You two have been collaborating with some of the younger producers. Champa, I know, has a track out with you.
Yeah.
Are there any other young guns that you guys really think people should be aware of at the moment?
Fizo's a guy.
Fizo, yeah, he's coming up.
I'm playing a lot of Fizo. Crimer, there's a few Crimer bits. He's definitely on his way. Tramper, of course, Eptic, but he's kind of known now.
Yeah, he's already known anyway.
He's already known.
I've really been loving the Discord stuff.
Yeah, I see you post a lot of it.
Yeah, that's
Just really into it. It's just, I don't know, it just appeals to me.
Very
massively.
different.
Yeah.
And now, can you guys tell me, where is Rocksonic? What happened? Where is he?
They just stopped making music.
Yeah,
Wow, I was always curious
they
about
kind of
that.
split up. I don't know why, but they did.
Yeah, they're making
And,
great music for a while.
We don't really know. I don't think we know anything about it. I think
Yeah,
I think
it was a
our
bit of
assumptions
a-
are that they kind of didn't know where to go with their sound, and it kind of fizzled out.
I had a long talk with them one day. They were quite disillusioned. They didn't really know what to do, where to go, and I think they just kind of gave
Overthought.
up.
Well, I kind of wondered about it, to be honest. You know, like, you guys obviously came up when it was still pretty underground. You know, you're by no means like, you know, street famous or people know who you are. Now, if you walk around somewhere, people know who you are. And I
Yeah,
wonder if
certain
some
areas,
DJs were just turned away from it.
I don't think it's that. I think they enjoyed that aspect. I just don't think
The music
they were cut
side.
for it.
I
You've got to
mean,
be
I
cut.
was
You've got to
always
be
a
cut
fan
for
of
it.
their music. I was totally a fan. Like, I played every single one of their tracks in my sets.
I mean, I was listening to that on UKF. That was my,
Yeah,
that
I
was my gym
love that
routine right
stuff.
there. Now,
I mean, it's just one of those things.
Yeah, some people just made for it, some people aren't. I guess they had their small section and where they knew what to do.
Fell out of love with making the music. innit?
there's a lot of people that just kind of dipped out. Still waiting to hear on some Gemini. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah.
He's doing something new, I think. He's been doing a lot of work with Inspected, the clothing label and the record label.
Oh, okay, got it.
He's like the background guy in that, so he's been doing really well with that. So, and I think, as far as I know, he's now writing a lot of new stuff. So that's what I know.
Now, I wanted to get your guys' opinion on this. What has been your favorite, each of you or all of you together, what has been your favorite Circus track that's come out? That's a hard question.
I would have to say,
That's a good question. I've never been asked that. That is a good
Exactly.
question.
is it called Haunt You by Josh? Haunt You?
Really? That's your favourite one?
Yeah. That one. I'd have to say that
Tricky
one.
question.
We're gonna get you on some vocals at some point in Circus.
Oh, I'm already there.
I think I Can't Stop. To this day, if I do the right mix with it, it still gives me goosebumps whenever I play the I Still Can't Stop version.
People go crazy for it.
Yeah,
I heard it once already today. And what about you?
I don't know if I can pick, but it'll definitely be one of Flux's.
Yeah.
We'll all pick one of his.
Just because his stuff is just more.
Yeah, I think he said he envisioned like standing on the top of mountains.
Yeah. Just like sparkles everywhere.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
And now, this could be a collective question too. I obviously wanted to ask, you know, I consider you guys to be some of the dubstep dons, you know, the kings. What has been the most important dubstep track for you each?
I mean, for me, the track that I heard when I first discovered dubstep was Roscoe's Comedy Thug. It was like that whole, those two EPs he did at the time, it was like 8 tracks. That for me, those 8 tracks are what got me into it. I hated dubstep, I heard those, and then I loved dubstep. So for me, those two Roscoe EPs.
I saw Mala play live in my hometown in a really massive sound system, and at the time I was kind of a bit edgy with like the whole dubstep thing. I still didn't know if I liked it or not. And then he played Tron by Joker when it was still a dub plate on vinyl, and it blew my mind. And then since then, like that's just like that's like the thing. That tune still goes off now. People play that.
Joker's new EP was pretty nice.
That was huge.
Yeah, his old album's pretty sick actually. The new one.
I'd have to say, yeah, just like the whole heavier side of. I mean, I like the dubstep that was going on, like Distance and really good, like really hard stuff. But then when Roscoe's sound came along, it was just so energetic, it was so crazy. That was fucking cool as hell.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected here, to be honest.
Yeah, it was the changing point when dubstep was just like this, and then he just put it to this side, and
It's so annoying that like Roscoe isn't doing anything exciting at the moment.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I mean,
I'm such a fan of his stuff for so long.
There's few tracks he released recently. Actually, it was just one. He released a remix, which is like unlike anything I ever heard.
Yeah, the EP he did a few months ago, whatever it was. I quite liked a couple on there, actually, but they're still not like they're not big tracks, are they?
They're not Roscoe. They're not Roscoe.
Yeah,
Roscoe is a like for me. Roscoe is a word. Like Roscoe just describes the dubstep like a movement. you say it's Roscoe, it's like got that energy and that bounce and that vibe, but he's not doing that anymore. And it's like, I'm not being like this that very typical guy that goes, oh, the old sound, but Roscoe's old sound is like Roscoe.
He never did enough of it, did he?
No, he still needs to keep putting that out.
Was it ever?
There was such a hunger for it.
Yeah.
He only made like a handful of tracks.
This I think is the last question, so I think you guys need to go on stage. Unfortunately, can't wait to see you.
Yeah.
But this is a little deep. You were at Echo Stage for New Year's this past year, and it was shut down. I'm sure you know someone died, someone fell.
Oh, I heard about it.
It wasn't really drug related. I think he was like drunk.
Yeah.
But I'd like to know, what is your opinion on, you know, substances in the scene, because there are a lot of deaths at festivals right now. It's pretty alarming.
Well, I mean, I guess it's one of those things, isn't it? If people are going to take drugs, they're going to take drugs. If they're not taking them here, they're going to take them somewhere else. So I think certain type of people do that kind of thing. I mean, at that show, I don't think he was on drugs. I think it was just an accident.
Yeah, they said he slipped.
He slipped on some ice or something, yeah. That was unfortunate. I mean, accidents happen all the time, and people take overdoses outside of festivals.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always bigger news when it's at festivals.
And
There's only so much like people can do. Like if they're going to take drugs in a club, it's usually regulated. They'll have like free water and stuff in like festivals and stuff. There's only so much you can do like to help people who are good. Because everyone's accepted people are going to be on drugs, so all they have to do is kind of like make sure they're okay when they're doing it. Like they don't dehydrate themselves and kill themselves or do stupid shit. So they have security around. Like there's only so much you can do. Like we're accepting that drugs are going to happen. So
Some people are just going to do it.
it's just going to. Some people are just so stupid enough to let that shit happen. So.
I've never done that. I've never really done drugs. I don't drink that much. None of us on the whole label really drink.
it'll make your career last a lot longer too.
Yeah. I mean, they say like a lot of musicians die at 27. It's like the magic number. But like we've made it through that.
Well, he hasn't yet.
Oh, yeah.
He's got like a year left.
Oh shit.
Got one more year. You better watch.
Cookie Monster dies in 2016.
I'm gonna die.
What a run! What a run! And before Emily comes and grabs you, I wanted to ask you how you guys are known for your back-to-back sets. When did that start?
We did one show in Holland once.
Yeah.
It was recorded on the camera and it was on YouTube. And we don't know why it went so big. It just everyone went crazy on it, and that video went viral. Weirdly.
Yeah,
hundreds of thousands of views.
It was edited really well and it looked really cool, and it was our first back-to-back. And it was just like a huge surge of people wanting us back-to-back. It was like, wow.
It's become a thing now. Something like that. So
And you guys have been doing it ever since?
yeah, for years. We get asked to do it, so we do it. So.
Yeah, you guys were at Starscape 2012 in Baltimore.
yeah.
That was a wild show.
I remember that one.
That shit was fun.
That was
We hadn't really done many back-to-backs by that point anyway, so that was still kind of like very new to us.
Yeah, especially in America as well.
Yeah, in America, yeah, that was like one of the first.
I think that could have been the first
Might have been the first, yeah.
American back-to-back.
Very nice.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think she's
hovering. Yeah, she's hovering.
You guys go and shake all your
Thanks so much, man.
I'm slightly greasy.
I'm a bubble head. I'm a bubble head.